Hi, welcome to the channel. So today's topic we will discuss about one-way and two-way binding with the examples. Okay, so let's get started. So for today's class, I'll be using Visual Studio because Visual Studio will be installed in the local and it is quite fast compared to the uh, business application studio. Okay, so to create application in Visual Studio, we'll go to command palette and then open application generator. I'm trying to create one new application here, basic, and then none. I don't need word data service for this. Main, I'll say data binding. Okay, demo dot data binding. This is 1.7, 1.57. No. Okay, we don't need deployment configuration and also the Fury Launchpad portal configuration. Finish. So it is installing dependency files. You can see right now we don't have that node modules, and it will install. Okay, it has installed now. So let's run this application. You can see our application is running. So now to showcase two-way binding and the one-way binding, what we will do is first we will create JSON model. We will define JSON model in the manifest file. So to define JSON model in the manifest file, let's go to manifest. Under the model section, we have to define our JSON model. So to define our JSON model, you have to say type and then SAP UI model JSON model. You can also copy this constructor from the API reference. Okay. You can also copy from here. Okay. So this will be our model name. So I'm going to define it as one way model. Okay, this is just a name. Okay, and then I'm going to define another model which is two-way. So model name is two-way model. So JSON model by default supports for two-way binding. Okay, so now we will try to access these two models in the controller. Here we'll try to access this. So where one way. So to get models which are defined in the manifest file, the syntax is this dot get owner component dot get model. Okay, and then here you need to pass your model name. So you wanted to get one-way model, right? And also the two-way model. So you can copy paste this. Two-way model. Okay, now we have both the models. Now I wanted to, so these two are JSON model. So these two models by default supports for two-way binding. And now I wanted to change the default binding mode of this JSON model to one way. Okay, so change default binding mode to one way. How do we change? We need to use set default binding mode. This method you need to use. You can go and search it in the API reference. You need to open JSON model and then search default. Yeah. Copy this. It is mode, not model. Okay. And then to give value, you need to go to the extension of this and then copy this. Now for one-way model by default, it is two-way binding. It supports for two-way binding. And now we have changed it to, oh, sorry, not one-time binding. We wanted to change it to one-way binding. One-time binding, it is very much similar to the resource bundle model. We don't want to talk about more on that. Okay, so now what we will do is in the data binding view, we'll try to create some buttons in the footer. We'll try to use different types of controls so that you will come to know what are the controls we have in the SAP UI5. Okay, so button text, I'll say display model data. Okay, and then press on model data. I'm just creating buttons here. Let me disable this flex enable so that, okay, we don't need this. This is needed for the different purpose. So I'll close this and then open it again so that we don't see that red box. Okay, and then I'll also say update data in model, update data via model. Okay, on update. These are the two methods I have. I'll try to define one toolbar spacer. You can see the output here, like how this looks. Here we have buttons here. You can also give some type for this. Accept, and we do have some kind of emphasize it. Copy same methods, and we would need to see for one way as well. This is for one way. Now, so we have four buttons here. These two refers for the one-way binding and these two refers for the two-way binding. I'm going to showcase one-way binding and then two-way binding very much clear. Okay, so for that I have defined these buttons. Okay, so now I'm going to implement these methods in the controller. So in SAP UI5, each and every view will have its own controller. Okay, so implement this method. Then we have to implement an update model as well. Same methods, we just need to add one word at the end, which these two refers for the one way. Okay. So now what we will do is we'll create one simple form. Content should be from form actually. Let me remove and then re-enter. Yeah. Okay. So I'll create label, text, some order number I'm going to enter, and then input field for that. Oops. Text. Sorry, for input we do have value, not the text. This is the description I'll keep. So now for order number, I'm going to bind from two-way binding. So two-way binding model it is. The model name of two-way binding it is two-way model. I'll bind this order. Now this order property we have bound to two-way binding model. Similarly, we'll bind description for one-way model. And then property we are going to change it to the description. Now you can see. So let's say you can see here label and then input fields are not aligned properly. So for that, you can just give editable true so that it will align properly. And we will also set some data in the JSON model so that the data will be displayed in the view. So I'll say one way set property. It is description. Okay. So I'll say it is del PC10, okay, whatever it is. And then similarly, we have to set for order as well. Order 1000. And this order we have to set for two-way, not for one-way. Okay, so now data is displayed. Now to see data from the models, when we press this buttons, we'll try to fetch data from the model and then display it in the pop-up. Okay. So for that, first we need to get our models. So to get models, this is the syntax. Okay. Similarly, we'll try to get, okay. We'll try to get two-way model later. First, let's test this one-way binding concept. So for this, I'm going to write, a message twice here. Cp dot message dot show. From one-way model is going to print the value S order. So in S order, we need to first get the order. So how do we get the order? So we have to say model name, get property, and then order. And then here we will try to update some value, set property, order, and to update value, what we need to do, we need to use set property, and then first parameter will be which property wanted to update in the model, and then you can pass the new value. Okay, I'll change it to HPPC. Okay, let's try. So by default, order number is 1000 and then description is del PC. Let's check the model data now. So which one we are going to check? We are going to check the one way, right? So one way is bind to the which one? It is description. Okay. We error, I think. Console. Go to console and then check what is the error. Yes, order is not defined. Okay. Yeah. Where is missing prefix to the variable. So you can delete this comma. Okay. You can see it is giving undefined. Why? 1 second. You can put a breakpoint and then trigger. Since it is coming as undefined, let's check the model data. So it is description actually, not the order. Okay. So for one way model, we have bound description, not the description, not the order. It is bound to the description. So let me change it to the description here, and then here as well we need to set it to the description. Okay, you can see it is del PC. Now we wanted to update some data in the via model. Okay, so we'll try to update some model. Okay, now you can see the data has been updated in the model. So this is like the first case. Okay, we have updated data in the model, and the same data it is passed to the view, and the updated data has being displayed in the view. Okay, so now if you check the model data, it has the latest data. Okay, now we'll try to test the second case, which is like we have to enter something in the view, and the entered data should go and store in, it should update in the model as well. So let me change here MacBook. Okay, so now view has updated. Let me check the model data now. See, still it is HPPC. That means so only whenever we enter something in the view, the entered value, it is not updated in the model. So the second case has been failed. So in this case, the model is one way. The model supports for only one way, which means our model, which is one way model, this one supports for one way. Okay, because here we are setting JSON model to one way. Okay, and now let's check about two-way binding. Okay, we'll have to get the two-way binding model here, and then here we need to get the order. It will display order. Okay, and then we need to set new order. I'll set it to 2000. We'll check now. Okay, initially it is 1000. We'll check the model data. It is 1000. It is good. So now we'll try to update it to 2000. You can see this is description. It is updating. 1 second. Yeah, sorry. I need to keep the property here as well. Okay, it was the wrong description. Okay, you can see it is 1000, and then we'll try to change it to 2000. Now there is a error. It's good that we face lots of errors and then fix it so that you will come to know more, and then like how to, if there are some errors, like how to fix it. Okay, so here we need to get again two-way model, not the one-way model. Okay, clear. You can see order has been updated. Now check the model data. It is 2000. Okay, that means the first condition is satisfied. The data has updated from model to view. Okay, now we'll try to enter 3000 here. Okay, now we are checking. We have entered some updated order as 3000, and then the value should be updated in the model as well. Check the model data, it is 3000. So for two-way binding, if JSON model is supporting for two-way binding, either you update some value in the model, it will updated in the view as well. And even if you enter any value in the view, the same value will be updated in the model as well. So this is what it is, difference between one way and then two-way binding. I hope this was useful. Thank you. Bye.